Imagine a wave in the ocean. You see it rolling toward the shore. You might think, there goes that water moving across the sea. But that's not what's happening at all. The water isn't traveling. Each little bit of water just moves up and down in place. What travels is the shape, the pattern. The wave is not a thing. It's a behavior that matter is doing. You are like that wave. The atoms are like the water. They come in, they move around, they leave. But the pattern, the shape of you, the way you talk, the way you think, the way you laugh, that keeps going. For a while. Now, let me come to the misconception. The big one. The one that most people carry around without even knowing it. Most people think that when you die, something is destroyed. They think that the matter, the energy, the stuff you're made of, it just vanishes. Poof. Gone. And this is completely wrong. Nothing is destroyed. Nothing. Not one atom, not one calorie of energy. When a person dies, the atoms that made up their body return to the earth. They get taken up by grass, by trees, by worms, by bacteria. They enter the soil. They dissolve into water. They float into the air. And those atoms go on to become parts of other living things, other structures, other patterns. The energy is the same way. Every bit of chemical energy stored in your muscles, your fat, your tissues, it gets released. It becomes heat. It becomes the energy of decomposition. It feeds other organisms. It enters the great cycling of energy that has been going on since the universe began. From the point of view of physics, death is not destruction. It is reorganization. It's the end of one pattern and the dispersal of the components to make new patterns. That is all it is. Now, some of you might say, well, Feynman, that's all very clever, but the pattern is the part I care about. I don't care that my atoms survive. I care that I survive. And I understand that. I do. I'm not going to stand here and tell you that physics removes the sting of death. It doesn't. The loss of a pattern, the loss of a person, that is real. That is as real as anything in the universe. But I want you to hold two ideas in your mind at once. The first idea is that the pattern, the person, is temporary. It emerges, it dances, and it dissolves. That is the nature of every complex structure in the universe, from stars to snowflakes to civilizations. The second idea is that the components are not temporary. The atoms are older than the mountains, older than the earth, older than the Sunday. They were forged in stars that exploded before our solar system was a cloud of dust, and after you're gone, those atoms will go on. They will be part of the soil, the rain, the air, and eventually other living things. Perhaps other beings who will sit and wonder about their own existence, just as you are doing right now. Let me try a thought experiment. Let's follow a single carbon atom. This carbon atom was made inside a massive star, let's say 10 times the mass of our sun, about 5 billion years ago. The star exploded. The atom drifted through space. It got caught up in the cloud of gas and dust that eventually collapsed to form our solar system. It ended up on Earth, buried in limestone for a few 100 million years. Then a volcanic eruption released it as carbon dioxide. A plant absorbed it during photosynthesis. A rabbit ate the plant. The rabbit died and decomposed, releasing the atom back to the soil. A tree absorbed it. The tree was cut down and burned. The atom went back into the atmosphere. Another plant grabbed it. A cow ate that plant. You ate the cow. And now that carbon atom is sitting in a cell in your left hand. When you die, that atom will leave your body. It will enter the soil. It will be absorbed by a blade of grass. A sheep will eat the grass. A child will drink the sheep's milk. And the atom that was once in a star, once in limestone, once in a rabbit, once in you, will be part of a child who has no idea where it came from. That atom has done this dance 10,000 times. It doesn't know and it doesn't care, but it keeps going. Now here's the part that gives me a real thrill when I think about it. The first law of thermodynamics tells us that energy is conserved. It cannot be created or destroyed. And there is a related fact about matter, courtesy of nuclear physics and the understanding we gained in this century. Under ordinary conditions, atoms are not created or destroyed either. They are rearranged. The number of carbon atoms on Earth has been roughly the same for billions of years. They just keep cycling through rocks, through air, through water, through living things. So in a very deep and literal sense, nothing that you are made of will ever be lost. It will change form. It will be rearranged. It will become something else, but it will not cease to exist.